is really seriously considering leaving the state of California. High costs. Now, we can take a look at why McDonald's is going to make this decision because from what we know, California has a large population, it has a rich economy. So why would a huge international chain such as McDonald's want to leave this golden state called California? So we can tell basically McDonald's is mainly contemplating exiting California because of the new state minimum wage law, which mandates a $20 per hour wage for fast food workers starting April 2024. So this law just took place a couple months ago. Now, the previous minimum wage for these workers was $16 an hour. So now there's been a drastic increase of $4 an hour. So that's about a 25% increase for these workers overnight. Now, that might sound like great news to these workers, but if you were a franchise owner, you're not liking this very much because let's be honest, the productivity of these workers probably stayed the same. They haven't increased due to this new law. The only difference is that they have to pay $4 more out of pocket for each and single one of these workers. And that is a big cost because let's do some math here. So there are currently over 500,000 minimum wage workers for California that are going to be impacted by this law. So 500,000 times 4. So that's an extra $2 million a year that these franchise owners of McDonald's have to pay out of their own pocket to make up for that difference. Now, because you run a business, you want to be profitable. How are these businesses going to stay profitable? It's really hard for them to manage. We could see that's why they are seriously considering just leaving California, abandoning this hellhole. But I guess there's another way to try to manage these expenses. Some franchises may increase menu prices or just invest in automation. So basically what they're saying is that their prices are going to increase drastically, and in the future there's going to be less workers, so they're going to lay off some of these workers. So in the end, the workers are not going to be very happy. This news comes from a McDonald's top executive who is the president of McDonald's USA. This person called Joe Ellinger. He said in an open letter that the average price of a Big Mac meal today is up 27% from 2019. The price for a 10-piece McNuggets meal is up 28% over the same time period, and the price of a medium French fries increased by 44%. So what that tells us is that, let's just say a Big Mac meal back in 2019, let's just say it was $8. Today, that's going to be close to almost $11, and then you're going to have a sales tax, so probably over $12 for a Big Mac meal. Now, that's starting to get pretty pricey for your ordinary families living in California. What's even more ridiculous is the price of French fries, which increased by 44%. Now, what that means is just that if French fries cost, let's say in the past, $4, today they're going to be costing you around $6. That is a huge difference. And most people's wages haven't increased by nearly the same amount. Everything's already so expensive in California. The price of gas is over $5. Your electricity bills, your average rents for a family. There's going to be a lot of problems for Californians having to deal with these high costs and inflation. And I think Governor Newsom, he knows this. He knows that this move is not really a good move from an economic standpoint. He's just doing this because he's very afraid of failing the next election because, let's face it, he hasn't really done the best job for the state of California. It has been a disaster. San Francisco has turned into a disaster from a beautiful city, and things are just getting more pricey. Homelessness, burglaries, you name it. It's pretty much a wild, wild west out there. Went viral lately on TikTok or something that a McDonald's deal is very ironic because this was 40-piece chicken nuggets with 2 French fries, and guess how much this costs nowadays? $25 for this meal. Now, that is not cheap, and that is not a good price for something as simple as quick grab and go as McDonald's. This should be your blue collar food that everyone can afford. A lot of families, they don't have time to cook. Some of them in California work 2, even 3 jobs. They go home, they just want to buy a meal. And this is what they have to deal with. It's becoming absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know, frankly, how people still can live in that state, given these new figures on prices, inflation on rent, and we've seen on the lawlessness, the burglaries, the homelessness. I mean, you just name it. It seems like being expensive is the only thing that California has to offer nowadays, which is very sad because they have totally ruined it from previously a very beautiful, thriving state to what it is now based on these very bad policies by its politicians in California. And this seems to be just another terrible policy by Mr. Newsom trying to win some votes of these fast food workers. At the end of the day, it's going to hurt these workers and everyone else in California because it's not going to solve any issues. It's going to induce more inflation, higher costs. It's going to cause major layoffs. So in the end, no one's going to be happy, probably besides Mr. Newsom, because he might get reelected due to this political stunt. That is my 2 cents for today. Let me know what you guys think on this issue. Is this something good? What do you think about McDonald's leaving California? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And that's it for now. See you next time. Bye.